My name is Oshifesolu Larry. I'm a mechanic. Welcome to Exxon F1, also known as from Lawon, Colum, Africa. Good day! Please, like I've always clamored, please. I know you love what we're doing. Subscribe to my channel. Love it. I beg, be on my channel. You get the best news. I love you guys. Sometimes also comment on this social media. It helps my growth. Share, please. It's very important you share. Hello, wonderful people. Now we are doing more rebranding. Very soon we'll be having merch and perks that you can get on the channel. But for now, you can give us super thanks, super messages. You can join or subscribe, which is great for us. And whatever you give us through YouTube is helping us to build more content. Now we are doing like 2-3 videos in a week. Sometimes we do 5. We can do more content for you. We can tell you more truth you need to know about F1 and what they hide from you guys. We can tell you the reality, the things we see, and be more concise with you. We can give you more videos like you want to see and you want to hear the truth. So you can go on the super thanks and click and see how you can donate to us, and you can also join. And some of the merch will be coming now. Some will be in form of tags or clicks in which you can add when you go to the comment section. But very soon we have some other merch that we can send to you, merchandise we can send to you to appreciate you for following us, and you would love it. So now that the season is over, the last race of the season, wow, what a fantastic run. At the end of the day, it's all good. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you for being with me all through the season. Please don't forget my own boy Philip Janus. The season has ended for F1, but they still have a lot of season in karting, and there's a new year coming, 2024. We can make his dream come true. We can support him in all ways you can. I trust you and I believe you guys can do that, so please support him. So let's go to the main race. And I tell you, there are so many things to talk about. At least, yeah, I'm part of the people that wanted this season to just be over, because the anthem, the Austrian anthem and the Dutch anthem, at the point that I can sing it all in my head. The mixture of you having the Italian anthem, the Spanish anthem, the British anthem, the Japanese anthem. Yeah, I've not heard Japanese anthem alongside another anthem. Australian anthem, New Zealand anthem. We can get all these anthems together. But all through the year, I just won. But what a great season for Max Verstappen. 19 whooping wins. Wow. Over 500 points. I think he got very close to 1,000 laps led. Wow. It's just a wow season for him. He broke every record. He won everything aside from the 3 races. 2 won by his teammate Sergio Perez. 1 won by Carlos Sainz in Singapore. He won virtually everything. 3 of 19. Kai! That guy just sued everything. And credit to Andre Newey, credit to Red Bull for giving him a machinery to do that. At the point, it was becoming a dull season, a very, very dull season. But, at the end of the day, you enjoy it to an extent and you feel like, yeah, you're blessed to be in this season. You're blessed to watch this season materialize, mature, and being enjoyed to a certain point. And I hope you can enjoy it a lot next year. And I tell you why a lot of us didn't enjoy it, because there are less things to talk about. There are less things to predict. You already know. What the closing to the race? A lot of battles. Let me start with the start of the race. Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen. I don't know why Charles Leclerc was fighting Max Verstappen when he knew if he had overtaken him, by the time DRS comes, he will not even see him in his rearview mirror. Why was he fighting? Charles Leclerc, what is your problem? Why are you fighting? What are you fighting with? A machinery that cannot even prove itself. And to the McLaren, what a great drive for them. And for me, the driver of the day was Yuki Tsunoda. It's one-stop strategy, massive racing. He held on, he did everything he could to just make sure he was in the point. He got maximum points for his team, AlphaTauri, and to send Franz Tost off, that was massive for him. And to George Russell of Mercedes, what a great drive from him. He gave everything all to still remain in that 4th position, and he came third. Charles Leclerc thinking, these guys are just too smart. F1 drivers, they're just too smart. They understand what racing is. Push themselves to the limit, and they remember everything. They know what to do. They know how to get positions back. A lot of infringements today. And that lap one, Verstappen with so much experience was able to just hold this guy back, because he wants to lead to over 1,000 points, in which I think he was unable to do because there were 2-3 other drivers that led today, and that was impossible for him. But what a drive from him. Lando Norris got benched by Russell today when he made a very slow pit stop, and that affected his race. And even if that that had not affected this race. They were not good on their race pace today. They were like the Ferrari. They were not good on race pace today. They were just ahead. They were in front. And a lot of traffic that could not make those back markers to really get in front. Tire strategy was a little bit unknown. And a 5-second penalty for Perez for his stress that he had with Lando Norris. And I think from my own point of view, that could have been a racing incident. It could have been, if not for that touch. And like footballers, they will make a whole lot noise of it when there's a single touch. And that touch really made Lando Norris, he expanded by going through the track, and that made him get a penalty. And that penalty really forced his hand. Sergio Perez gave a great drive today. I can tell you a lot of drivers that gave the drive of their life. Fernando Alonso, what a drive from Fernando Alonso today. He gave a drive of his life to hold Lewis Hamilton back to secure 6 good points for his team. Though they were unable to binge the McLaren back, but they had good solid points that gave them some solid position in 5th, which they already had. And that gave Fernando Alonso some good points to hold on to the 4th position in the drivers standing. But that was unable to give him the opportunity to give his team the championship 4th position. And to Charles Leclerc, like I said, he drove his heart out. He knew his race today was not with the Red Bull, but with the Mercedes to make sure they get maximum points. Was unable to get 1 point extra to push the Mercedes through to the limit. But what a drive for him. Lando Norris, what a drive. He struggled all through, but he was able to binge his teammate, finish strong at the end of the season. Oscar Piastri, what a great drive from him also to finish the season strong. And that's how the McLaren had a good finishing, a strong finishing of the season in 2023. And to Fernando Alonso, like I said earlier, a strong finish for him in 2023. After a very strong start from him, he had the wobbly middle of the season, but towards the end of the season, he was able to crawl back and finish strong. And Yuki Tsunoda, 8th position, finishing strong ahead of Lewis Hamilton. That was a good one from him. And also, Lewis Hamilton was unable to finish strong. The W14 has been up and down, like their team principal had always said, that the W14 is a car that is very, very difficult to predict all through the season. He finished 9 with 2 points, which is great for him to help his team to get the 2nd position. And Lance Stroll, after the first 3 races of the season, he struggled all through, but now coming to this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and finishing 10th with a point to his name, that was a good race for him. And Daniel Ricciardo, coming back in the middle of season, had an accident, went into park for me when he had his operation, came back after 5 races again, starting strong, finished with good point in Mexico. What an end of the year for him. To Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly, I hope Alpine will learn a lot from this season to know how they want to do their drivers and their car next year, because it has been said they cannot get to improve on their engine. All the teams have come together and they see that getting them to improve on their engine will not favor them, so their engine will not be improved. So they need to get all the sponsors that they have now to have a very good spending next year to build a very good car to bring that car to the race, to bring us a 6-horse race championship next year. And to the Williams, great race for them through this season, especially from the middle of the season. They came out strong, gave it all they could, but they ended the season a little bit short in 14th and 16th. That's for Albon and Logan Sargent. Nico Hülkenberg really got his ass working out for his team this season. He had a better season than his teammate Kevin Magnussen this season. Zhou Guanyu and Valtteri Bottas, wow. Alfa Romeo suffering this season. I don't understand. They had potentials, but they just threw it all away. And Carlos Sainz Jr. finishing the season with a DNF. Wow. Well, I believe the Ferrari will work out their problem and solve it all as they bring a better car next year. And to FIA, I think there are lots of things to learn from this season, and there are lots of things to correct yourself from. Especially for me, the issue of not talking about 2021 is making F1 look as if it is a strong will commanded or an occult group in which you can't talk about some things. Whenever pundits want to talk about what happened in Abu Dhabi 2021, they're like what they should not talk about, which is very, very disdainful and very, very unforgiving to say in F1. If you guys have done a good job in 2021 or giving a lot of people hope and not giving wrong calls, a lot of mistakes from 2022 to 2023, and also you own to what you have done 2021, we won't have this issue in which both teams, drivers, pundits cannot talk about 2021 Abu Dhabi. I think it shows the level in which you have dragged yourself into. You guys need to bring up a better statement to come out of it and make people believe that 2021 would not happen, and it's something we can talk about to improve FIA guidance and to improve racing, to make everybody know people can make mistakes and mistakes are made and we can get out of mistakes. Instead of pundits coming out and say a year or a race we can talk about, it is very, very evil. It shows there are so many insincerity, insecurities around this issue. That being said, I think the biggest winners in 2023 are the Red Bull, because from the middle of the season they didn't bring upgrade. They only tweak their cars as a major upgrade. They brought some few tweaks, but they didn't bring major upgrades, which shows their focus on 2024. How will other teams challenge them in 2024, which means they are 2 years ahead of all these teams. Only McLaren was able to make a big and huge leap to close about 7/10 to them. Aston Martin did about 1.2 seconds to them at the beginning of the season, but it shows they are still far ahead, and in development they are still far ahead. They already know at the end of the season what they need to improve on their RB20. They already know, because they didn't improve on it. They just made the car a little bit faster from what it was. And the reliability issue, I won't say the Red Bull engine or the Red Bull team had been reliable. Like I said at the beginning of the season, they've not had any team to push them to the limit. If they've had a team to push them to the limit, we will see if they are really reliable, if their engine is reliable or the car is reliable. Would have known. But there are nobody to push them to the limit. You can see last year 2022 they suffered some reliability issues, but no team was able to push them to any limit. This season they were enjoying like over 5/10 from every team, at least 5 to 7/10 from every team, and at the end of this race they were about 17 seconds ahead of Ferrari, which shows they are very strong. I believe if other teams are able to bring a very strong car, a very strong competitive car next year, we might see a lot of mistakes, we might see a lot of reliability issues with the Red Bull and with other teams, because we saw how other teams like Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin, McLaren pushed themselves, and we saw how reliable some of these teams are. The only team that really suffered reliability issues all through those times was Ferrari, and some of their B teams who like us, they share paths with, and Alfa Romeo. So I think Ferrari should improve on that. But if a team like Red Bull didn't suffer any reliability issues, they might have less to improve on their engine and on their car, but they have more to improve on the aerodynamics, in which can make them faster. But other teams bringing more and making their car faster will enable us to see a better racing next year, and a well-deserved second position in the Constructors' Championship for Mercedes, because they've had one of the worst cars this year. Ferrari was far better than them. Aston Martin was far better than them. But through all the struggles, they were able to come out and come second in the Constructors' Championship, which was great for them. And to Ferrari, they've always had this bad season for about 15 years. They need to work that out and see how they can come on top and get back to winning ways and get back to challenging other teams. And also to McLaren, they came back in the middle of the season a stronger competitor. And I think at this point, with the package they have and the improvement they can bring next year, they can become a better car to give, with talented young drivers, give Red Bull a run for their money. And Alpine, with two talented drivers, I don't know what their problem really is with Alpine, because they've had bad calls, they've been very irresponsible with the way they handle their drivers, and they've had a car in which they need to improve. They've talked about getting their engine from Parc Fermé to improve their engine, to bring their engine to the same speed or to the same brake horsepower with other manufacturers, but I don't think that will be happening for them. What they can do as a team is to get a better chassis, a better aerodynamics, to make their car faster, to compete next year. I want to say 6-horse race next year, if possible a 7-horse race. To Williams, Williams really performed better this year. The point they had the fastest car on the straights, and with someone like James Vowles from Mercedes, there has been a tremendous improvement in the team, and I hope they can come next year to challenge for 5th, 6th position or possibly 4th position. And if Williams can come out next year to do that, that is a wonderful racing year for them, and that will give us a long, big racing year next year. And back on the calendar for 2024, we're having Emilia Romagna, in which we were unable to race this year due to the rain, and China Shanghai race, in which was unable to be raced here. We don't really know what happened, but I think it was due to the virus that really came out again at some point in time. But let's see how that will be raced. And Alfa Romeo, Alfa Tauri, they have a lot of improvements to make against next year. And from what we heard, I think the Alfa Tauri team will be naming their car Racing Bulls. We don't know that yet, it's not been confirmed, but it might be Racing Bulls. But Frank Tost, let me say my own goodbye to you. Goodbye, enjoy your holiday, but I'm sure you won't just be watching Formula 1 from home. You might be coming to tracks to watch some races, because that team is part of you, and you are part of the longest serving bosses aside from Chris Horner, and you've done a tremendous job, especially in drivers development. So we hope to see you back on track sometimes, because you've gotten drivers like Sebastian Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, including Max Verstappen, Yuki Tsunoda, and lots more out to the world for us to see how wonderful these drivers are. So kudos to you. To me, I still want to see you in F1, because you are one of the nicest and one of the most open people in F1. So we hope to have a very great, funny, more interesting 2024. But aside from that, we have more videos coming your way, more analysis coming your way in the coming days. I love you. Bye. Chee.
Gibor gives you power. Gibor gives you control. Gibor gives you benefits. Are you an individual or business that uses fuel or gas? Use Gibor to find the best prices across all retail outlets in your city. For users and businesses that buy volumes, Gibor gives you access to credit. Gibor also gives you the ability to track your costs and monitor expenses per car or fleet. Need to improve your costs, enjoy incentives, or track expense? Gibor is the answer. Enjoy 5% discount on your first 5 purchases when you get your next fuel voucher from Gibor. Log on to www.gibor.co to enjoy this. Retail outlets wanted nationwide.
I have a new friend in the house. We are in Nigeria here, West Africa. He provides internet for us. They provide the best internet around the mainland, and I know they are still moving to the highland and they are moving all around Nigeria. But for you to get internet on the mainland, contact Fibrad Telecom Limited. They get you sorted out ASAP. The best cable internet on the mainland, fiber, I think they get sorted out. We talk much about them in the course of some of our videos, but contact them, they get sorted out. Teams Gadget is for those of you that cannot easily go to the market to get your phones, your laptops, your accessories. Just place a call through. His phone number is there. It gets you the best. It's your shop plug to get you the best phones, accessories, laptops, games, and other accessories for your computer gaming experience. Contact Teams Gadget and you get them for you.